It's another glorious day on the off-grid homestead. I'm down here. I'll give you a little bit of a view. Alright, down at the log pile we have down here that I gotta get moved up to our sawmill. Got some good size. Got some fir logs in here. And we have western red cedar, some pretty good sized western red cedar. So we got all these logs up above. Lying down. I want to make a log deck up above so we can load up some of the logs that we're putting on the mill. Lady? Come on. And then we're not trying to go directly from the skid steer onto the sawmill, but we'll put the logs down on the log deck. So we're still working on getting the bobcat. She's still hanging around. Tammy's keeping the birds all locked up. There's a couple of them that are out and about with their ducklings and their chicks. So this winter, once it gets cool, we'll start harvesting what's grown, and then we'll have new babies and sustainable. We'll have a sustainable system. We'll grow so many and harvest so many, but right now there's a lot. Let's get up to the mill. We're up at the mill. We got our log deck over here. We need to build a log deck out here that we can roll the logs off the deck directly onto the mill. So we're going to start working on that. That'll be a project. And then we need to extend this mill. And then we need to start getting the cover so we have an actual saw shop, or at least the start of a saw shop. We're probably going to build it in sections. Dry-in sections. So right now we're concerned about the power head of the mill so that we can get the mill head back under a cover, and then this whole thing will be enclosed in so you don't have to work out in the summer, out in the sun. You don't have to work out in the sun in the summer, and then in the winter you don't have to work out in the rain. So the saw shop can operate and people aren't getting wet or sunburnt. So we need 4 more vertical beams down below on our utility shop, and then we need a half dozen horizontal beams. Let's get this day started. We've turned this log up so that this side here, it looks like this tree may have, when it was being cut, this may have jackknifed off a big splinter. Like we got one down below that happened to us with a western red cedar. But we're going to try to cut this off here. Get the tape measure. From end to end, from the good sides, I guess you'd call it. So this side here is like 16, almost 16 and a quarter. And this far end is about 16 and a quarter. So we got a pretty straight log here. We do have this imperfection. So we're going to cut this side off first. We'll evaluate it after that to see what we can get out of it. Turn our water on. The water helps cool the blade. Choke on. Gas on. Now I'm right-handed, trying to start this left-handed. Oops. Looks like 5.5 to the pith. And this log is pretty straight. Both ends I got 5.5 to the center or the pith. I'm gonna flip it over, turn it over. We're gonna turn this log over, even though that end's got still some of that jackknifing evidence, the splitting when it was cut. But we're gonna turn it over. Turn it over so we'll have two parallel sides, and we'll get an idea of what our finished cant is going to be. Hmm. My right hand's better, but not 100%. So it takes a little bit longer to do all this. Still doing most everything with my left hand. We don't need any beams on the timber frame utility shop build. We don't need anything bigger than 7x7 timbers. At least not right now. So we're going to cut this down ultimately to a 7x7 timber with the pith directly in the center, and then we'll make the rest of it into board and dat boards for siding. I'm going to cut this down. So we're going to parallel this side with this side. We're probably not going to get all the way down to 3.5 before the pith, because I got to cut some more off on this side. But we'll at least have two sides that are parallel to each other, and then we'll be able to start cutting boards, and then we'll flip the can again to get the last measurement. Ooh. stop. Adjust the blade, you're better off coming down a little bit too much and then coming up to your number. We need to turn our cant 180 degrees, basically taking this side that we have up and put it down. We're about three and a half away from the pith, the center of the log, and I want to take our other cuts to put the pith in the center. I'm going to turn this 180 degrees, like I said, so the flat side that's up will be down. We'll turn it 90 degrees again. We want this side here down. Need this. We're going to use our 1/4 inch stops. The easiest way to get rid of all this dust on the sawmill was with a leaf blower. But I don't have any, I think it's 2-cycle oil. Still favoring the left arm. The right wrist is could be a little tender at times. Okay, now we're going to cut this down to 7. That will give us 3.5 from the pith as far as the height goes. Our final cant will be 7 inches wide. We're going to mark that now. We're just going to put a little tick on the wood. And then we'll come up in increments of 1 inch to the top.
hard to see, but when we turn the cant or the cut log, we put a mark right here at the 7-inch mark with our saw blade, and then we measured up and then started cutting 1x boards off. So now we're going to come back down to our 7-inch mark, which we had cut in the beginning, and we'll take one more 1x off. We have another 1x board to use as barn siding. Put this on the trailer. And we have our 7x11 beam. I want to move it down this end of the sawmill so I can get by without having to deal with this overhead canopy. But my wrist doesn't want to cooperate with the weight. And I'll pick it up with the skid steer. You get this one off and load another one on. Alright, we'll work to get another 7 by out of this log. $17. $17.5. Want straight. Even a half. Time to roll it over. Still gets warm in the summer. Well, I mean, it still gets warm in the afternoon. This morning was a little more pleasant. What?
In another town, we would have driven your blend.
Let me have it.
Put the thing on it.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Don't work fast. Don't go slow because this thing's fucking hot. I gotta lower this dog over here. The dog's too high. You're gonna make it too tight.
No, I can use it to flip it over.
Oh, you're gonna keep going? Almost.
Basically trying to flip it over one-handed.
Doing a good job at it.
Oops.
Can't get this down. You're gonna move it. You watching this food off?
Watch out.
What, lady? You want in there to find out all the room?
What are they trying to get into? Log's heavy.
Yeah, I know. I took that piece down there.
$11.
Get out.
Huh? What?
I put her in there because she went in there now, so just.
Our cut log now is 11 inches tall. Now we need to turn the log and we're going to cut the 7-inch side. This next side, we got to cut it down to 3.5 from the pith of the center of the log to the edge of the log. Then we can turn the log over and we can cut it off at 7, so 3.5. We get the pith about centered in the log. Get this log stood up. riding them up on the back stop in the back. One more time. The sugar ants all over this log. They must be going after the sap or yeah. Okay, we want to be 3.5 from the pith. Another inch. Looks like we got 2 more cuts, and then we'll turn the log over, the cant over. We're going to rotate the log up 90 degrees, put this bark side up. My right hand isn't 100%. Now we can remove these back stops. Grab the broom. Clean up the bed, make sure that there's no sawdust between the backstop or underneath the log. Get yellow jackets over here. Yeah, they're flying around. I don't know where they're coming from. Maybe. Okay. 'Cause so now we got to cut it. Final dimension will be 7, but we're going to cut a bunch of 1-bys off first. Seven. And now what I'll do is we'll start the sawmill. We'll put a tick on this log at the 7-inch mark, and then I'll raise it up by 1-inch increments for our 1-inch boards. Now for our final cut, which we originally marked with our blade. Just 7-inch cut. with a little less noise right now. We've got a 1x siding board for our barn. Then we got a 7x11 beam for our utility room. Hey, this is our second 7x11 timber. I'm gonna get it off the sawmill, load up another log. We need some 7x7s. Twelve. 13 1/4. 14. This log has a little bit of a bend to it. It's about 1 inch up on this side. There's a bend right in here. And I'm off again. Move our log over towards the head about 6 inches, 8 inches. Usually I'd use a strap, but I'm going to use the skid steer. Okay, our log is 12 by 14 with the 12-inch side down this end here. And then we got a little bit of a banana effect on this log. So it curves about an inch.
Don't want bananas that cause monkeys to come.
Yeah. Jumanji.
I moved that whole dang gate by myself down.
I know, I saw you. You moved all the way to the other side?
Well, yeah.
You're gonna get hurt.
I asked for help.
You didn't ask.
Yeah, I did, because he said, can you help me? You got to build this first. And I go, well, I need this anyways, because I got to shut it.
Oh, you gotta
I got to
put the 2x up first.
I got to put that, yeah, but I'd like to have that there. I got to do the chicken wire on top, but not big where a cat can go through, but an owl. I want owls to live inside there.
Mm-hmm.
They're welcome.
You need the owls to get rid of the rodents.
Hey, I saw a snake last night.
You saw?
Yeah, it was one of those old snakes. It was like this long, like 14 inches long, and had a real skinny tail, so I knew it was an owl. He went towards the garden.
A gardener snake, what do they call them?
No, that's not a gardener. It's a bull snake.
Mm.
But it was a good snake.
Where'd you see that at?
Right here on the road.
It was out here on the road?
Yeah, when I took the mom and her 6 chicks out from over there,
Mm.
and then when I was going back.
So it was looking for chicks for dinner?
No, probably. Well, I can't eat chicks. Maybe the new ones, they're still there. If you did eat it, I don't know how you can get out since there's chicken wire everywhere. Remember, that thing is too big. 6 by 7 or 7 by 7.
From the tip to the edge of the cut, it's 5 inches. And I need 3.5 because I need to make a 7 by 7. Okay, we got 3 1/4, 3 3/4, which is fairly close. So now we're gonna turn the log over 180. I'm going to put the flat side down. Get this down to 7. An idea where 7 is. Seven and 3/4. Seven. And now what I'll do is I'll put a tick or a cut line in the log. chipper. Hello? Hello? We have a 1-inch difference in the log from end to end. So going from 12 to 13. So we put like a 3/8 half-inch shim under that end. Kind of hard to see the center of this log. And there's the pith. About 5.5 from the edge. Seven and a half. Sides 13 1/4. Sides 12. And it's up on a 1/2 inch shim. So we'll get to cut one board after we make this top pass. And this board has to go in the chipping pile. 4.5. Four and 5/8. So we're going to take a 1-inch board off, and then we'll have the first side. Oh, from end to end, we got 4.5 inches to the pith. So I'm going to take one more cut, 1 inch down. And that will get us to 3.5. And then we'll turn the log over. And we'll take a few more cuts at it till we're down to 7 by 7. The tape measure. Oh, here it is. All right. Okay, we got a 1x board here. Use on the barn. All right, we made our last turn on our log, and we set our final cut at 7. So I'm gonna put a notch in a log, and then I'm gonna raise it up 1 inch, and I'll cut a 1-inch board off, and then I'll cut it off at 7. Need to turn this log over 180. Basically, we're going to take this flat side, put it down towards the sawmill deck. 7 inches. Fourteen. 14. Okay, we got our log turned up on its side, or I can't, because we got at least one side cut, right? So right now our log is 7 inches thick. We gotta cut it 7 inches top to bottom. My tape measure. And a half. 6. Okay, we're gonna bring our saw pieced up to the center here. Pretty close. Okay. Oh, we're coming to the end of another productive day on the off-grid homestead. So, what have we gotten cut? We've got 2 7x11 timbers right here, and then on each side, one here and one here, we have 2 7x7 timbers about 14 feet long. We need one more, at least one more 7x7, and then we'll need some 5x or 6x. Let's go see what Tammy's been up to. Tammy's been down here working on the barn.
Yeah, killing myself.
What are you putting the siding on?
Yeah. And then that door, you're gonna have to help me
It's
with
going to
it.
be board and bat, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know, because I like to have, that has holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
You need ventilation. I need ventilation. It's going to shrink. See how that is? You get airflow.
Yeah.
You need airflow. And then tonight, I'm not done with this fence, so I'll have to strap it. I'm gonna have to strap it on.
Hmm.
Oh. I'm done now.
Yeah, it got warm.
We worked a long day today.
Huh?
We worked real long today.
I gotta cut another 7 by 7.
And you're not putting that one big log on top of it. What you cut would be perfect. One of the big cut would be perfect for it. Right size. Where are you going?
Oh, no.
I need a ladder because all I'm doing is climbing up this.
What?
I need to put myself a ladder.
I don't know where the ladder is.
No, I need to build one.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna make because it gets wet here in the winter. And I'm gonna make them bunk beds.
Well, we gotta fix it out here so the water doesn't drain down there.
Yeah, but still we need buckets.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Remember, make sure you have your best day. And God bless.
Bye.